Hey everybody, today's video is actually two quick stories that came from friends of mine who asked me to put it up on the next video. So with that being said, first story is from a friend of mine who's a straight shooter, and those of you who've heard of black-eyed people or black-eyed children, I'm assuming that's what this was, that he was with his cousin and they went to the Kmart and they asked, his aunt if he can, they can go look at the toys. And she said, yeah, just meet me up at the jewelry counter when you're done. That way we can go check out. So he said they, went and looked at toys or whatever, and then came up to the jewelry counter. And he said he was standing there, and this guy approached him. And the best description he said is just not the Jeepers Creepers guy's face, but like how he was dressed with a long trench coat and the kind of like boulder or cowboy hat, whatever the hell you call it. Well, that's what the guy was wearing, and he approached my buddy and grabbed his arm, and when my buddy turned to look, he said the guy's eyes were just solid black and said, "How you doing, little boy?" And I honestly wish I could have him tell the story because the way he tells it's funny. But he said that he was just overtaken in fear. And I asked him, what'd you do? And he was like, dude, I was just lost, scared shitless. And he said he seen behind him his aunt walking up, and they just ran off. And I asked him, like, did you tell your aunt? Did you, look back to see if the guy was there? He's like, dude, I was scared shitless. No, I didn't turn around to see if he was there, and I didn't say anything to my aunt. But I think he said he was around 7. So it was years ago. And as I said, he's told me the story a bunch of times, and the story has not changed. And if you knew the guy, he's not one to bullshit. So if you're watching this, dude, I want to get you, some audio, you telling it, because you tell it pretty good. And the next story is another person I've known for years, and he has a daughter, and he said that, they wanted to get a TV for his daughter's bedroom, and, they got one secondhand or they got one off somebody. And they said they woke up in the middle of the night and they heard like walking around upstairs, and they have a cat and a dog. So, the first thing was my buddy, he got up and looked around. The dog was laying at the edge of the bed and the cat was laying over in the corner. And he laid back down and he started hearing a girl crying for, the girl was crying for her mother. So, my buddy, assuming it's his daughter, jumps up, goes to check on his daughter, and the daughter's sound asleep, sleeping in the crib or at, her bed. She's younger, I'm not sure. I'm assuming she has a bed, but she was sleeping in the bed, and they can hear a little girl crying for the mother. His wife heard it and everything. He said, they're laying back down in bed, and the ceiling fan started turning on, and all kinds of weird stuff started happening. And I'm actually going to do an update later down the line on this video because there's still weird things happening, and he's been keeping me informed on what's going on. And as I said, I'm going to get back in touch with him and hear, if anything new has happened or if they've done anything to find out if it came, from this TV. How they say things attach to items and stuff like that. But some of the stuff he has told me is pretty creepy, and I ain't gonna get into detail because I don't know how much he wants me to say. So when I talk to him again, I'll update you guys on that story and what's going on with him. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.